everyone, welcome to another day of the Daily Barbani Challenge. This is Ali, and I'm very glad to see you in here. For today, I do not do any specific job, and because of the again migration of the OS and doing setup and install all the tools and think about that surely why I'm going to do the same job in every approach that I'm going to install new operating system. So let's develop a bash file or Python script to do this job for me. And I do some struggling with that. After that, trying to sorry, as you remember from the yesterday, I do all this job step to step. And for today, again, I'm going to install the burp. I'm going to add the, I'm going to add the, how can I tell that? Burp Suite certification to the Firefox. I'm going to install my three favorite extensions, Shodan, Foxy Proxy, and Vaporizer. And then, oh, sorry, about the note taking that we write in these 25 days. Although there is nothing much, but I lost it, and we're going to start create new file, and the first file, as you if remember, that scuba.com, that is okay, scuba.com. And if you search for scuba, if you search for this this one and doing dorking, you can see, you can find any specific thing that just tracker.scuba.com and order status.scuba.com, restaurant.scuba.com, and that's it, as you can see. And even there are some open ports in here and poison, I don't know what is it. And we find some CIDRs in here, we find some ASN numbers in here, and we're going to write down all of them. There is no, sorry, there's nothing to worry about. And that's it. And uh, what I'm gonna to tell you again. Okay. Okay. For today, we do not do the hunting, but for have some, how can I tell that, for instead of the hunting, reading some blocks, and I'm going to put all the links that I'm going to add in here. And where we find the blocks, that's right, from the let's get back in here, sorry, from in here, and from the X, right, as you can see, I earned my first star in my life in the job, and it's very, very good for me. And I think about that. I'm going to add the tags alongside the title or author, and it's cool. I think it's cool. So inside, nope, nope, nope. Okay, this maybe is good. As you can see, the other guys, they wanna have some interesting title, but me, don't blame yourself. Ali, it's cool. Okay, I'm looking for some interesting title that gets my attention, and I think we should get into Linux in the, okay, for scanning the foundation of discovery. I love to know about it. And what is it? Okay, I don't know why. What a little blog post. So the first one, let's copy the link and paste in here. And okay, get back in here. In the realm of web security, okay, blah, 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 blah. Oh, the author said that when we open redirect have low severity issue, but the if we chain it and plate it to OAuth misconfiguration, this first low severity issue can be displayed to critical vulnerability, and it's very cool as you can see. And the author, the attacker, is going to uh, show us a real case. So let's see what is it. Okay, first phase, first step is to discover the overlooked open redirect. While analyzing the OAuth implementation of a web application, I noticed that the land parameter in the auth callback endpoint was vulnerable to open redirection. Okay, example.com auth callback. I think the next vulnerability that we should work on it is open redirect. Let's get in here and write. We do this the previous day. Next, learn about the open redirect and check the target for this vulnerability. Okay, I think it's very cool. And get back in here, and this parameter lacks proper validation, allowing redirection to arbitrary domains. At first glance, this seems like a minor issue. However, considering the context of the OAuth flows, the implications were far more severe. I don't know what is it. Sorry. Now the exploit phase. Okay, in the open redirect, we do two phase. First one, discover. Second one, exploit. Capturing authorization code. Cool. In OAuth 2.0, after successful authentication, the authorization server redirects the user to a specific URI with an authorization code. I think all of us know this code and have some feeling about this and are familiar with this, like this one. In the example.com, auth callback code, auth code, and state equal state. Through the open redirect, an attacker could craft a URL that redirects this code to a malicious domain. Like what? And we see that we can do this, as you can see, auth callback land https attacker.com steal, as you can see, the ampersand in here, and code, auth code, and state equal state. By tricking a user into clicking this link and authenticating, the attacker would receive the authorization code at their controlled set. Okay, it's very fantastic. And in here, tell us some mitigation strategy to prevent such vulnerability, validate redirect URL, avoid open redirects, implement PKCE, and monitor OAuth flows, and that's cool. Let's going forward. Nope. In this article, the author talk about the first real action of our scanner takes port scanning. Okay, in the reconnaissance phase, and before we can figure out if a system has vulnerability, we first need to know what ports are even open. This is important. And the purpose of port scanning, this is important. Identification, open, closed, and filtered port, providing input for service identification, and fundamental port scanning techniques, engine implementation. Okay, TCP connect scan. What is the mechanism? Scene, SYNAC, and ACT. We, in a simple definition, we can say that assume that we say hi to the server, and server see our hi, and see that we tell to it hi and answer to that hi, SYNAC, and ACT. Send that hi, get back to the user that is us. And TCP scene, half open scan, and UDP. I think the best way is the UDP port scan is connectionless and making this trickier. Talk about some tools like Nmap, and even notes that and talk about that is writing custom port scanning logic. It's cool. And talk about the rate limits, talk about the target and port selection logic, and it's very interesting. Why it's this plug is interesting? Because of the basic is behind of this blog, and I suggest to you surely read this blog post completely to have a view of sorry have a view of how we can do this port scanning, and that's it. For tomorrow, if everything goes well, I'm going to surely doing hunting and skip all the waste time. I think it's not a waste of time. I think we're going to learn something like trying to write some script to do some jobs after migration from one OS to another OS to do install some basic tools, so not do that manual and or even change the authentication flow of the Git repositories like this one. And sorry, that's for now. And okay, okay, I'm push this one, and I'm for now I'm going to how can I tell that? I'm going to render this video, and as soon as it's possible, upload to YouTube. And if you have any question, you can ask me, and that's it. And uh, from the for now, we arrived to nearly 130 subscriber, and I'm very glad to see that. I hope my job is value for that and have value for that. And that's it. Have a good day or have a good night, and see you tomorrow.